What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is June 25th of 2019. Well, folks, I hope y'all are having a fantastic day wherever you are, and in today's video, we've got to talk about a very important set of price movement that we might possibly see over the coming days as we turn to history for some form of evidence as to what might happen. So we're going to be talking about that as well as a variety of different pieces of crypto news right after our quick sponsor. Our sponsor for this episode is CoinMarketCal.com. Now, for those of you who haven't used the site, CoinMarketCal is a leading economic calendar for reliable upcoming events in the cryptocurrency space on all of your favorite projects. From general announcements to exchange listings to airdrop campaigns and community AMAs and meetups, you can find everything on the platform. And from the proof and source section of each event, you can actually see whether or not the event's true for yourself or take wisdom of the crowd from the upvotes to the downvotes, and even contribute yourself. I really recommend you not only check out the platform, but also check out their newsletter to stay up to date on upcoming events. Alright, everyone, so let's go ahead and take a look over cryptocurrency markets. Over the last 24 hours, we can see that most double-digit movers in the altcoin space are to the green side right now. We can see a lot of double-digit plays right now. Most altcoins still in a no-trend scenario, trading within a 1 or 2% difference of their past price over the last 24 hours. And we can see that there are some players down here in the red, but not only are a lot of these cryptos that did well over the last 48 to 72 hours, there are also cryptos that have been momentum plays in this market. Binance Coin, Grin, Raven Coin, some of the leaders that have done really well here. Now, one thing that has been really leading the market is energy. Now, again, this isn't a sponsor or anything, guys, but if you guys want to check it out, check out the link down below for the Earn Drop campaign, where they're literally distributing a lot of the base initial currency supply to everyday users. It just takes a few minutes, and you can get like a few $100s worth of energy. It's pretty crazy. As the market value has risen, participating in the campaign has been even more important. So if you guys want to check it out, just letting you know about it. It's down in the description. So let's talk about the topic at hand today. I like to get into the juicy stuff first, guys. I don't want to keep you waiting. We'll look at some other news articles later on that are very important as well. But the major thing that I want to talk about here, and is the title and focus of this video, is the significance of the next few days for cryptocurrency markets due to previous price history. Now, we know that crypto isn't always very predictable. It's not exactly as it's repeated in history. As we can see, this period exiting out of the accumulation phase has been much quicker than what we saw in the previous cycle. But as we take that into mind, it makes this next question even more important, because we've only been at this price range to the all-time highs for a very short period of time. And that's going to be my major point here. It's that we're approaching a price range where we saw very fast parabolic movement. I mean, if you think this has been parabolic, guys, if we do test up towards this range around 12,000, it's going to get even faster. And we're possibly going to see a repeat of the all-time high. And I think it's going to happen in a very short period of time. So let's go ahead and talk about why I believe that. Well, obviously, we've had a faster exit out of the accumulation period. But if we take a look at history, there was an 8-day period after testing the 10K level where we went to set our all-time high. Now, technically, the all-time high here, at least on what we're taking a look at, which is Coinbase or GDAX, was here at 19,891, but generally speaking, around the same level in this case, 19,000, pressing towards 20,000. And as we take a look here, from 10,000, where we started to get some wonky price action, we talked about it as well. Not only was there volatility there, but there was some volatility on the night we were watching the 10K trend when we broke through 10,000. But you can see in an 8-day period, we're taking a look at the daily chart, in an 8-day period, price was able to double. Okay, now let's be fair here. On the bearish side of things, and to be a little more realistic, there was a lot of retail attention to Bitcoin at the time. It was being talked about on every media outlet, and there was a lot of people getting excited about it. We don't really have that this time around. To not be pessimistic, just be realistic. Everyone and their grandma in the media is not talking about Bitcoin like they were back in December of 2017. Let's just keep it real. I was there when we were talking about it. You had the Bitcoin futures. You had so much stuff coming. It was crazy. But again, markets can tend to repeat history. And we've already seen, obviously this part of the rally was much faster than what we've seen over the last few months as we've gone from the same level. But we're exiting out of an accumulation period. And for us to already move the way we have since back here in December of 2018, shows that this market has got some momentum in it, that there is some serious FOMO. And we talked as to the reason as to why this is. It's, there's no big headlines that are going to explain it for you. We've talked about it in the previous video that focused on the data of the UXTOs, basically the unspent transaction outputs on the Bitcoin network. And it's showing us that people are not getting rid of their Bitcoin. They're not moving it. They're hodling it, whether it's for investments, whether it's lost Bitcoin, whether you're just a retail investor and you're hodling for the long term. There is a limiting supply here as demand is coming back onto the market. And I think that's being reflected through the almost parabolic price action that we've seen. What's to say that after we've gotten this kind of faster set of higher lows in this case, as we can see, we just started to curve upward here. Who's to say that in the next few days we can't keep moving, that we can't repeat history to 20,000 and test that level? Again, I don't want to get too eager on this. We still haven't broken past 12,000. I've emphasized that a lot, guys. That is the level we need to see a close above. If we get a close above 12,000 on solid volume, I would play my cards in the idea that we're going to see 20,000. I don't think we're going to see it for very long. I think we're going to have a pretty sharp correction like we had last time, and we're going to close down on a lot of those gains, because that's a very significant resistance level for Bitcoin. But at the same time, we also thought Bitcoin wasn't, it's not that we didn't think it was going to clear through 10,000, but, we played our odds and it probably not going past 10,000 and probably, getting rejected at certain levels in the past, and it's cleared right through. So until we see that change in trend, we shouldn't get too bearish. We need to see a significant red candle that says, yep, the trend's over for now. We need a 30-40% correction, whether that's going to lead us maybe even more of a significant correction down to 6K, or maybe down to something like 7,500, 8,000, some kind of big even level like that. Okay. So again, I'm just going to flash on the chart here. I know it looks crazy. It even looks crazier if you take off the logarithmic chart. This is what happened in 8 days for Bitcoin. Pretty crazy, right? Well, that could very well possibly happen. We've already made it up a few bits and pieces here, as we have in the previous run-up. As we can see here, once we entered to 10K here, so this is when we hit 10,000. You had 1, 2, 3, and 4 days, and you're up here to this price range. If we take a look at where we are now, we've been in it for 1, 2, 3, and 4 days. Very similar price range as well for that time period on the fourth candle. And in 4 days, we might be able to see some very significant movements, even if not to 20,000, to 13, 14, 15,000. Still, it would be extremely significant to see that. And those are gains that you don't want to, A, miss out on, and B, you don't want to probably be too diversified into altcoins. Now, as you all know, I mentioned I picked up some BAT. I picked up a few crypto positions. I'm definitely considering, if this continues to really pick up steam over the next few hours and get some volume, that I would switch into Bitcoin for the temporary time being, as altcoins will probably lose out quite dramatically. I mean, that's almost a near doubling in Bitcoin in this case. And I don't think altcoins will keep up that momentum. There's just not the liquidity yet. And then they will come afterwards in that case. That might be the point where we see the exhaustion of this rally. It has been a huge rally. Once we see the exhaustion of it, then altcoins will be on my radar. Then I'll start stacking up quite big into altcoins from my Bitcoin position. So anyways, that's my point on this, guys. I hope you all see what I'm talking about and see the significance of this. And I'd like to know what you all think down below in the comments. Now, going into some of the news here, in the sense of some positive developments. I mean, there's really just positive news across the board over the last 24 to 48 hours. This is a really awesome article that hits me on a fundamental note, because I've been to the Philippines and it's a place that needs cryptocurrency so bad. There's so many unbanked individuals. It's just an economy that really, really needs cryptocurrency. And here on Bitcoin.com, they talked about how over 48 crypto exchanges have gotten approval in the Philippines. Now, I know people, say, I know who gives the government the right to say what they can and can't do. I think it's awesome that the Philippine government in this case is actually really open to cryptocurrency exchanges and cryptocurrencies developing in their economy. I think that it's filling a void in this case that is very needed within the Philippines. People there, it's crazy to think, guys. I was going, for example, to speak at a conference there, and the 10-minute car ride that I really get to see the Philippines in, and I hope to visit more. I want to go see some of the bigger cities. You just see a lot of people who are living in shacks and living in very poor situations, but the one thing that they do have is a smartphone. They have a way to connect to cellular service and access a variety of applications. And that is what's going to uplift so many people in these economies. I'm so excited for what this is going to look like in the next decade or so. But if you guys want to dive through the article, they have the list of actual registered companies and exchanges that can actually process these types of transactions. But it's really cool. I'm just wanted to mention this to you guys to let you know. Now, to go on to some other news in regards to the market, and things that could really drive, I think, the rally that we're in right now, which is a very institutional, very kind of closed off rally. There's not many retail participants, guys. I know some of you who were in crypto before who have either hodled or maybe exited and gotten back in. We're coming back into the picture. People are then getting excited from those groups, but we have not got a new set of audience coming in just yet like we did back in 2017. So, and we can see this through the data here. We can see that miners are getting interested again. Miners have a big pressure on the market in this case. And as you can see, the Bitcoin miners, the S9s, basically the ASICs in this case, are outstripping supply, the demand in this case, for these miners. So it's very interesting to see. This is coming in and following, the rally of Bitcoin. And what this tells me is that miners are quite confident that Bitcoin is not going, we might in the short term top out at 20,000, but that they're preparing and getting stocked up for the next rally to break past 20,000, to go towards much higher levels. Again, more conservative levels like we have around 50 to 60,000, or even higher to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Again, it's big picture stuff, and it's stuff that we have to look forward to in 2020 to 2021. We're not exactly there just yet. And then another thing as well, on the institutional side of things, the team over at Ledger X have actually gone through and have been the second company to actually go about trying to settle physically backed Bitcoin futures. Now, we've known about Backed for a while, which has been the first company, as well as its other partners, SeedCX and ErisX, that have planned to enter in the market doing the exact same thing. But again, though there's not too many differences in their technology, they are, again, aiming to kind of broaden the market. They're aiming to provide this opportunity to people out there, and it's going to set a lot of demand for Bitcoin because it's physically settled. So if they're doing $1 billion of volume in these, this isn't like the paper contracts of the CME. This is physically settled. It means there has to be the Bitcoin backing it. And I trust, probably no company better than Ledger in this case to take care of this. Ledger X is a very reputable company, I think, as well. Backed has a lot of people behind it. They're going to make this very successful, and this will drive in a lot of institutional credibility and also adoption in cryptocurrencies. Though I don't think crypto really needs the credibility in this case, but it's definitely going to build up market value, and I think all of us would like to see that. It's going to bring on new users, etc. So again, this wave here, I want to incentivize, or not incentivize, I want to, drive home here that this is very much an institutional rally. And, the liquidity that's led price to get up to here is nothing as to what's going to come in over the next few years, guys. There's so much exciting things to come. And I recommend not to think in the short term, to not, worry about short-term price moves at this point. If we do get 30 to 40% corrections, hey, that's awesome. I'm getting cash on the side. I'm saving up as much as I can on the side for my income, and I'm buying into Bitcoin. That's just personally me. I'm not going to recommend you guys do anything, but I'm also not going to wait for these rallies to end in this case. I'm going to get in, and then I'm going to average down over time because I'm playing for the major cycle, guys. Don't get caught up on trying to play your way to 20,000. Think about what's your next target past this. We've seen in every cycle Bitcoin is breaking to new highs. So, what's your target range for Bitcoin? I'd love to know down below in the comments. Provide some rationale as to why you believe that way, and, get a discussion going as always, guys. But I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you could, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos. But until the next one, guys, I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay tuned.